get started. Before we begin the meeting, I know we have at least one person who wanted to address an issue that is not on the agenda tonight. Char, you would like to make your quick presentation?
Oh, yes. Hi, my name is Charlene Bright, and I'm the proud owner of CNY Child Care located in DeWitt. I sent gave everybody brochures and packets. What we're trying to do is to do a free day camp for children in the Janesville, DeWitt, the Fayetteville, Manlius, and the East Syracuse Manoa School District. We don't believe that no child should have to suffer due to financial strains. We want to make sure that all of our children are not left home behind or left home alone due to their ability to pay. I've reached out to some local businesses, some banks, for a plea for assistance. And today I'm here asking you guys to pour out your hearts and assist me with this endeavor. Joey was good. He came by. He came through for me when I least expected. He took care of the yard. He took care of the concrete. My mom called Linda this morning. Rocco, thanks to you, they're going to come by and pick up the shreds that's out in the yard. And I just feel like we need help. It doesn't make sense for me to go to the media and cry out to the public for assistance when we're better than that. We are Tyler DeWitt. We have the resources. I reached out to Dan from Onondaga County legislator. He told me, no, John, don't send a press release out to the media, to the local and media and regional. Let me see what I can do. Let me make some phone calls. What do you need? I explained to Mac that I can't accept any children with disability because I don't have a fence barrier inside of my yard. And I reached out to Home Depot. They were unsuccessful to help me get that fence. And so that's what I'm pleading to the board to help me. Maybe you guys know of somebody that can reach out to me and help me with that fence enclosure, because I can't take any children with disabilities or special needs at this point. I reached out to Chase Bank, and DeWitt said, what do you need? $50,000, $20,000, maybe we can give you a line of credit, 0% interest. What do you need, Ms. Bright? Because you in this DeWitt community, you've been here for 20 years. We'll put our heads together because I'm not a 501c, a nonprofit organization. But he was like, no, go to the board tonight, speak your plea out to the town of DeWitt. I know Max over there. People want to help me. I can't do a GoFund because I'm a New York State licensed child care provider. So I was like, okay, I'll go to the board, Dan, I'll reach out to Max and see if we can make this happen before we have to go to the public. And as you say, I ain't too proud to beg, but we need some help, and we need help fast because July the 9th is right around the corner. And I know we can do this. With your help, we all can build together and try to help me get, I need T-shirts, I need gas cards, I need food to provide for these kids on a daily basis. And they said I'm not eligible through Food Bank of Central New York or the CNY diaper bank because I don't live in that South Side zip code 13202 and 13204. I don't live in the city of Syracuse. I'm in the town of DeWitt, so they can't assist me. They said if your home was right in south or north side of Syracuse, we can give you $50,000 or $100,000, but you're not in that zip code. You're in that Janesville, DeWitt, where you have a high affluence of taxpayers. So we can't help you, but we're sorry. So I don't know where else to turn to. I'm just turning to you, Max. You know the house. You know what I'm up against. You know what's good. It's like, that's a good thing for the summer. See if they can help you and then just go from there. So I just really want to impose you guys to please help me. If you know of somebody that can help get that fence enclosure together, make it happen, because I'm tired of calling. Best Buy is coming today to do the installation of the new Ring doorbell and the 3 security cameras. I secured Best Buy. They're coming today at 7 o'clock to do that. I secured West Herd Chevy for the new vehicle to transport the kids for the outdoor trips. We just need minor things, but that biggest thing is that enclosure of the fence.
Do you have a budget to what that will cost? Have you had it costed out?
Well, when I went to Home Depot and I presented it to the store manager, they said that they were going to use their outside fence company to reach out to me to assist me to see if they can help me with the fence enclosure. They didn't tell me any cost, but that fell through. So I reached out to Arrow and Butler in Syracuse Fence. I haven't heard back from them as of yet. So that's why I started calling around to Ryan's office, McMahon, Dad, and find out.
So again, you don't have a cost as to.
I don't know what it's gonna cost for that fence enclosure. Like I already have the white privacy fence out. I just need that one across barrier inside so that your children don't run out in the street on Randall Road. I don't know what that's gonna cost, $4,000 or $5,000. I don't know.
We got a number here for you.
For the fence enclosure, I don't know.
I just texted you. You look over.
And we-
Okay.
I now talk to you, there are there's some state opportunities that could perhaps help, but.
I didn't know anything
Just
about
gotta
no
help.
state funding because I reached out to everyone. I didn't know anything about it.
Thank you for that, but we'll talk, but it's just general.
Okay, I just wanna pour my heart out to the board. I know you guys are there. You guys can help me. I just don't wanna have to go on the media and then you guys see me in the media and say, hey, I know that town do it. I could have helped her. What's she doing on the media crying out to help and asking the public for 10, 15, 20,000? We could have helped her. She never did come to us. So that's why Dan told me to go to the board first, present it, and then give me 72 hours and then we'll go from there, Sean. So that's my plea.
Thank you so much for coming. and
All
presenting.
right, thank you.
Thank you.
Give him a call tomorrow, every text.
Okay. Is there anyone else who had something they wanted to address that is not on the agenda tonight? Okay, seeing none, will you please stand and join me in pledge of allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Clerk, can you please call the roll?
Supervisor Rutgeschel,
Here.
Counselors Alex,
Here.
Chiarenza,
Here.
Gupta,
Here.
Cleveland, Mannion,
Here.
Stevenson.
Here.
Okay. We have a public hearing tonight, and seeing as it is after 6:05, if the clerk will read the notes.
Please take notice that pursuant to the provisions of section 20 subdivision 5 of the municipal home rule law of the state of New York, a public hearing will be held by the town board of the town of DeWitt in the county of Onondaga in the state of New York on Monday, the 22nd of June, 2026 at 6:05 prevailing time in the town office at 5400 Butternut Drive on the question of the enactment of a local law setting the term of office of the supervisor to 4 years, subject to a mandatory referendum. A copy of said proposed local law is on file in the town clerk's office, may be examined by any interested person during regular business hours prior to the date of the hearing. This was published in the Post Standard on June 4th, 2026.
Okay. If there is anyone that would like to speak, please raise your hand. Melinda? You could just, come up to the podium and you can just introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Melinda Doherty. I am a resident of DeWitt. I've been here for about 20 years and I work at Syracuse University. And I hope you don't mind, I wrote down my comments, so if I'll just read them. Supervisor Rutgeschel and members of the town board, thank you for the opportunity to speak tonight. I am here to support extending the term of town supervisor to 4 years. Within the past 5 years, DeWitt voters have approved changing the terms of both town clerk and highway superintendent from 2 to 4 years. This has allowed both our clerk and highway superintendent to focus on their jobs, serving the residents of DeWitt, and not on the political need to get reelected every 2 years. Election cycles begin earlier and earlier every year, and the candidates now spend a year or more running for office. With a 2-year term, any incumbent supervisor will spend at least half of their time running for re-election. Our town supervisor's term is better spent in the town hall serving us and responding to our residents' needs rather than fundraising and campaigning. Last year, Onondaga County voters overwhelmingly supported the change of county legislature terms from 2 years to 4. This leaves town supervisor as the only local DeWitt office in DeWitt, the only local office in DeWitt with a 2-year term. Now is the time to give DeWitt voters like me the chance to change that. Please vote in favor of this law and let the people of DeWitt decide so that our town supervisor can be here serving us rather than trying to keep their job. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay. Other, Peter?
Before I get to my comments, on the subject of public hearings. Public hearings should be public. They should be announced on the town electronic bulletin board, and they should be on the front page of the town website, landing page of the town website. None of this was done for this public hearing. Could have held it under a bushel basket for done by burying it in the legal notices state. So the public information officer of the town is not doing her job.
This public hearing, like every other public hearing that we have, was noticed according to state law.
You could do better than that. You could put it on the landing page of the town website, and you could put it on the electronic bulletin board. The state law does not have these vehicles in mind when that was written. So you can do better than that.
We can take that under
And you've got
consideration.
and you have a big topic next week with batteries.
I do post it on the website. I agree that it,
Is it on the landing page?
no, if
It should be on the landing page.
You let me finish.
You got food sense on the landing page, but you don't have that.
I'm just gonna say, Max, that I plan on a new website to post it on the front. We have electronic bulletins where it will have access to that as well as on our signboard. And I will take consideration posting the electronic site.
So, and may I ask that?
Yes.
Electronic, you see, bulletin board would be, where are they and which ones?
There's more.
There are multiple.
I know that there are multiple, but I'm just trying to,
So we have one in,
which ones?
we have one at the former Bishop Grimes.
Correct.
We have one at Genesee and Erie Boulevard. Is there, Rocco, another one that we control specifically? Carrier Park. Yeah. I think those are the three
Those are the
that,
three.
yeah, that we control.
Okay. I just want that if it's on one, that.
Oh, it definitely should be on all three. Yeah, if we're gonna do it anywhere, we should do it on all.
Yeah, I put that in my notes.
So for the past several years, the DeWitt Democrats have hosted some very large and noisy No Kings rallies. Now I know what a scam they are. You've become the tyrant that you claim to protect us from. Max, you want to be a king. You don't think you should be accountable for voters for your policies or your actions. This proposal is for your benefit, not for the voters. In the past 5 years, my property tax assessment has gone up 93%, including a 5% raise this year. The taxes were based on the full value of the assessments, except for this year. For the first time, you've decided to set partial value assessments. Are you suddenly afraid of the voters revolting? If you have a 4-year term, that's 3 more interim years of tax hikes. Now, I've lived in DeWitt since Jim Fisher was supervisor. Every supervisor, Republican and Democrat, has run for re-election every 2 years. Your predecessor, Ed McLenko, ran 5 times without whining about it. In the next few weeks and months, there's some big issues coming up. Next week, you're going to decide on battery storage. Sometime this summer, you're going to deal with Shoppingtown. After that, the data center, and who knows what else can turn up. If you make bad decisions, like allowing of battery storage, and there's a fire, you better hope people are going to forget by the time the next election rolls around. As to the rest of you Democrats on the board, you call yourselves defenders of democracy, but you're just the opposite. Democracy means more elections, not fewer. You should be ashamed of yourselves for being such big hypocrites. This proposal is a perfect example of the dangers of one-party rule. Now I'd like to address the point that she made about the clerk and the supervisor and Rocco. Those are career moves. The talent pool is limited to the people who are willing to give up what they're doing currently and and serve the town full-time. Your role as a supervisor, except for you, you're the only one I've ever seen who doesn't have a regular job. They share, they serve part-time. So the idea of giving the Rocco and Angela 4-year terms makes a lot more sense. I did not complain about that. But for you to have a 4-year term is unnecessary. Thank you.
Yes. Great.
Good afternoon. First of all, Rocco, thanks for all the brush pickup. I had another tree blow down the side of windstorm, so your guys got some stuff for the truck, but they come out of me. Full disclosure, I am running for supervisor. I'm running for this gentleman's job in the fall. Want to make sure everybody knew that. And I'm here saying that probably it shouldn't be a 4-year term. It should stay a 2-year term because that's what it's been. And like my friend over there said, that the former supervisor was able to hang in there for almost 11 years, running every other year. This year, unfortunately, you got to run. You just get done running, you got to run again. This year, I don't think there's going to be as much interference from national politics as there were. If it's so much of a deal, it's so hard to take time to run for office. You know how you run for office? You do your job. I never see anybody get fired for not doing their job. So if you do a good job, you should be a shoo-in. Shouldn't have to worry about it. If you should be talking about anything, you should be talking about term limits. Onondaga County, the legislators, they didn't put term limits on. You, as the head of the Onondaga County Democrats, are probably involved in trying to put term limits on the county the county executive. We shouldn't be talking about spending more time. You should be talking about spending less time and being more direct. You know, like I said, it would if it goes through and I happen to win, it'd be great for me. I get a 4-year gig, but I don't think it's necessary for 4 years. If you do your job and you do it properly, and so Rocco's probably got indentured servitude for the rest of his life, so it's a great job. You shouldn't have to worry about running every 2 years. Times change, people change, things change. And I will say, the more you try to hold on to it, the more you try to gain control, all you're doing is you're making yourself look, like you said, like just control people. We shouldn't have single party rule. If you're screwing up everything, you know it, I know it. You could say it isn't, but it is. It's time. It's just not. I'm trying to be nice. It's just not a good idea, especially right now. It's 2 years has worked for you guys, 4 years for the rest. You should consider maybe 4. I figured it out here. How about the 2-year terms for the town board, or 3 4-year terms for the town board members? That's 12 years. You can't get it done in 12 years. You shouldn't be there anyway. And then the same thing for 2-year terms for 4 years for the supervisor, because things are going to change. People are going to change. Everything's going to change. And, that's it. I don't think it's a good idea. I think what we're doing now, taking up a lot of time for nothing. Got enough other problems. Don't worry about how long you serve. Just serve. And if you just serve, you won't have to worry about anything.
Okay. Yes, Karen Docker.
I'm Karen Doctor, 109 Stonecrest Drive here in DeWitt. And I have had the unique opportunity to be both a resident of the town of DeWitt since November 1972 and was appointed for 1 year to the town board, and I ran for 2 terms after that, in total 9 years. So I come from the perspective of both the residents and the elected officials. First of all, as has been discussed quite cogently, that we are governed by the New York State Town Law, Section 24, and actually it's Section 24 small a, I think. But we also have something wonderful here in town of DeWitt, which is known as municipal rule or home rule, which means that despite or in tandem with what our New York State Constitution says, we are able to present and craft and have laws which are elected by our residents. And first of all, I want to make a distinction for the record between town limits, meaning term limits, and length of term, just to get that piece clarified. Okay. I have been, as I said, in the position, and I heard what my fellow residents have said, and I need to tell you that as soon as you are elected, if you are in a 2-year term, or as I was, after only 1 year, I spent 99,000,000% of my time campaigning. As Rick said, campaigning does involve doing your job, but at the same time, the folks out there, the 26 to 27,000 residents that we have in town of DeWitt, need to know who we are. Otherwise, we're just sort of like, poof, there's a name on the ballot. And people don't like that. So we're out there campaigning, and that means trooping through the streets, holding the events that Peter was talking about, and door knocking. And door knocking itself is an 80-hour-a-week job. Now, when you're in a 4-year term, hallelujah, which I got to be twice, you have a chance the second or third year to be able to have gotten the job under your belt, help the residents, do what you can do, as is evidenced by this amazing schedule that it was printed for today, and then work on your campaign in addition to doing what you do for the residents. If you're only in there for 2 years, you've barely had a chance to have the ink dry where you have executed the documents saying that, yes, I'm glad to be town supervisor and I will follow all the charters, et cetera, before you have to hit the streets again. The great thing about the referendums, or whatever it might be, is we are holding, because of municipal home rule, we are holding this public hearing now. The board will then vote on it, yay or nay. If the board votes on it and says, hallelujah, that's perfect, that doesn't mean that folks who do not want to have the 2-year term extended don't have a chance, because the issue will be on the ballot in November. And that's another thing we're all out doing, and I know we're all doing, I know Rick is doing it, collecting people to vote. Get over there and vote, 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 vote. So in November, even if you do not like the idea of extending the term from 2 to 4 years, you have a chance to express that with your vote. I support the 2-year, I support the 4 years to match with the counselors, to match with the clerk, and to match with the highway department. There needs to be consistency as well. And you can't have a supervisor who is trying to run a campaign while doing his job here full-time. I might add, whether it's listed as full-time or not is immaterial. It's full-time, guys. My dad used to say work expands to fill the time allotted. That's what we're doing here. So because of that, we need to have not just the counselors on board, but the leader of the board on board, paying 100% attention to what is going on in the town. And you can't do that if you are starting to campaign the minute you get elected. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Karen.
You're welcome.
Is there anyone else that would like to speak? Yes. Can you just let us know your name?
Michaeline Basto, and I'm not registered with any political party. I try to pick out the one that I think's not gonna hurt me the most. And I don't like what's going on in this country, all these laws being changed, and it feels like most of the changes outside of all the redistricting stuff help the Democrats more than the conservatives. I'm conservative by nature, and I don't like the way the country's moving. I don't like that 50 years Republicans, which I'm not thrilled with them either. They can't get anything done, but this is what we have. I don't like that as soon as they lost the majority in the county, Democrats moved to term limits. My feeling is that term limits limit us. If I don't like the job that's being done, 2 years, I go to the polls because I'm not a lazy, uninformed voter, which is a big problem in this country. People don't pay attention to what's happening in their towns, in their states, in their country, and they listen to people that lie to them, and they don't stop using their brains. They just listen and don't think. If I didn't have a radio, I'd have no idea what's going on in the country. I can't find it on my TV, and I don't have cable, and I don't have a computer. I'm for leaving things the way they are because I think the more we monkey with term limits, voting, my way of doing a term limit is, I didn't care for Ed. I don't know if he was Democrat or Republican. And I don't even know if I voted for him, honestly, but I vote all the time. It seems like I'm always voting for something. I just think that taking away a choice for every 2 years, I feel like if you're doing a good job for me, you don't have to come to my door. You don't have to get on TV. You don't have to be in the bulletin. I will vote for you because I think you're doing what's in the best interest of my town. And it's my life. You guys control our lives. And in so many ways, I just got my sticker recently for my new recycling bin, which makes it harder for the trash people because now they have to take a lid off the trash can and they got to put it back on. Before they didn't have to. They pick up the recycling bin, throw it up in. So I'm not for it. And I know around the country, people are so uninformed and lazy as voters that there's so many changes that are happening in this country that are killing this country. But this is not a democracy. We're to the republic for which it stands. We're a republic, a constitutional republic. And I like you, I don't know what you're doing yet, except I know right after you got in, I had that sticker, and now I gotta have it for a trash can that annoys me. But I'm not for it. And I'm always concerned when we keep changing these voting laws. I think Sarah, I remember reading this one time, and if I'm wrong, correct me.
I will.
You were, I'm sure you will. I remember one time you ran for something in the town and got elected. And like months later, you started running for something else. And I'm thinking,
That is
correct.
correct.
She's running for something else. She just got this great job in the town. Why did you?
That's a discussion for another time.
Well, I'm 75, so I have to know that some parts of my memory are working. But I'm looking forward to you guys doing good stuff for us.
Thank you very much.
Have a great night.
Thank you.
Is there anyone else? Okay, then I will, seeing no other comments, I will close the public hearing. One thing that I did just want to confirm, just as a matter of explanation, Karen Doctor explained it very well. This If the board approves this tonight, it does not change the term to 4 years. It is just to put it on the ballot in November as a referendum. It will give the voters of the town of DeWitt a choice of whether or not they want a 2-year or 4-year term for supervisor. I heard the allegation that that's not democratic tonight. I feel like that's the definition of democracy, is giving the people a choice. So that would be my suggestion. I will be voting in favor of this, and I hope the board will as well. And then we can let the people of the town of DeWitt decide. It also does not extend. I've read this. I had a couple of questions from a couple other people. I'm on the ballot in November due to the shift in elections. This does not extend the term that I have. The term that I won was for 1 year. I'm in that term one way or the other. This on the ballot affects the next term. Because whoever is elected to the next term, it doesn't affect the term I'm in now.
I'm sorry, I don't have a computer. If I want a copy of the actual proposition, can I come down here and get it?
You absolutely can.
Oh.
Yes. Okay.
Town clerk Angela Reyes.
Angela's office, she'll give you a copy.
See Angela, she can charge.
I have one right now, if you wanna take mine on the phone.
Okay. Is there any comment?
Second page though.
Any comment from the board?
Yes, yes. I tried. I did it. When I hear that the conundrum of republic, being a constitutional republic, being interwoven with democracy, I can only think of and keeping things as they are. I can only then think where this republic would be if things, by not executing democracy, would be, and who would be directly impacted by maintaining things as they are. The terminology of republic constitutionally suggests the retention of those who have been in power and those who have perceived power, making decisions for those who are looking for an opportunity for democracy to be the prevailing thought of a country. So I just ask, and I needed to say that, because historically, a number of people, and not just people of color, women voting, women owning property, women being paid fair and equitably for their intelligence and in wage, would be a sad commentary for the constitutional republic if it had not been for the right and opportunity for democracy to be executed where at the voting booth. Having an informed republic that then executes their privilege of democracy, informed republic, informed factual public, is then the best example of what democracy can be. Because democracy then says, when I close that curtain, and when I sit behind that little partition, it's between this paper and my pen. And what I have learned by being an informed voter, engaged in the process, so that I then am given the opportunity to be engaged in the quality and execution of opportunities within a constitutional public, republic, however you want to call it. And that would then, in my suggestion, really then be a United States of America. I relinquish my time.
Thank you very much, Council. Other comments? No. Seeing none, roll call vote. Okay, do I have a motion to approve the law? Motion from Carrie, a second from Joe. And then we'll have a roll call vote.
Supervisor Ruckelshaw,
Yes.
Counselors Alex,
Yes.
Fiorenza,
In favor.
Gupta,
Yes.
Cleveland,
Yes.
Mannion,
Yes.
and Stevenson.
Yes.
Okay, then the law passes. We'll send that off to the county board of elections.
Yep.
Okay. Next item on the agenda this evening, Rocco auction, water meter part.
Yeah, we're looking to get approval. We have some water meter parts that we would like to auction off. Unadilla Water System has reached out to us. These are some parts that they could use, spare parts basically for their system. They have no upgrades planned. So we would just like to put them on the auction and it'll be the highest bidder. If somebody outbids them, so be it, but I don't think there's gonna be much interest in these. We don't need Rocco. Yeah, no, it's all outdated, all of our things. Nothing to work for each place around there.
So this is just hopefully getting some value instead of having to throw it away.
Other scrap, usually scrap and everything.
Great. I have a motion from Joe, a second from Bernard. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Thank you. Next item on the agenda, is Chief Spencer.
Good evening, everybody. How are you? Good.
Um,
Night, Bird.
I sent in the packet there, our police clerk, Karen Clark. She passed her notary public exam and has received her county authorization from the notary for us. A while to get the actual stamps and everything, but we got those like 2 weeks ago. So with that, I would seek authorization to increase her pay based off the white collar contract. She would move from grade 5, step 7, where she currently is at, to grade 5, step 8, of an hourly rate of $23.37 for their contract. So for authorization.
Have you, can you work with Angela? My hope would be that we can add this to the services that we as town provide, that if Karen is working and if somebody needs a notary, that it'll help us keep staffing for notary services.
I have been sending them down and I haven't.
Everything's been working well?
Yep.
Great. Well, I congratulate Karen for us. We have been encouraging for years to get staff to go ahead with this. That's why we put the incentive in the contract. And it's glad to see that it's working out for one of our employees and providing another service to our town residents. There's just somebody there today wanting another. So it's great. Are there any other questions? No? Okay. Do I have a motion to approve from Sarah, a second? Joe? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, next on the agenda, town board minutes. We have our first meeting in June, June 8th. Are there any comments or corrections for those minutes? Seeing none, do I have a motion to approve from Bernard, a second from Carrie? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Okay, next are our minutes from our special meeting on June 15th. Are there any comments or corrections to that set of minutes? No? Okay, do I have a motion to approve those from Joe, a second from Sarah? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Same question.
Oh, yes.
Is it Angela or perhaps someone that can tell me I was absent? So do I need to abstain?
You can still.
As long as you reviewed it and know what you're voting on, it's your.
Okay.
Thank you.
Do you wish to abstain or do you wish to?
No.
All right. And do the same thing. You don't have to abstain. Which would you prefer? All in favor? Okay. Okay, I have seven.
I think I would do it that.
Yeah, I looked at.
Yes, that's okay.
That's how it is. Thank you.
Keeps our board moving and operating, because I don't want people to miss meetings.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay, town clerk, annual and monthly report.
Oh, there we go, 2 reports.
Okay.
We're looking forward to this.
Oh, yeah, me too. Good evening. I'm pleased to present the 2025 annual report at the town clerk's office. The report highlights some of the work in our office, our financial performance, records management efforts, and several projects aimed at improving our efficiency, transparency, and customer service. For the public service daily operations, we continue to provide a wide range of services to residents, including marriage licenses, auto licenses, passports, hunting and fishing licenses, tax collection, records management, and support for the zoning board of appeals. In 2025, the office generated approximately $24,866 in town clerk revenue. Dog license remained one of our highest volume services with 822 licenses issued. We also became the centralized collection point for planning and zoning payments, expanding our role as the town's revenue collection hub. Tax collection. The office processed more than 113 million in town, county, and school taxes. We maintained strong collection rates at 88.3% of the town and county warrant and 94% of the school tax warrant. We continue participation in the county's e-tax system, which produces nearly 18,000 in annual savings while improving our service and efficiency. For financial stewardship, the town clerk and tax office continue operating on a zero impact budget. Total revenue and investment earnings exceeded operating expenses. Through NICLAS investments, the office generated approximately $280,768 in interest income in 2025. Combined revenues totaled over $430,000, while expenditures remained approximately $12,000, demonstrating strong fiscal management. For technology and records management, we expanded our Laserfiche and continued digitizing permanent records. The historical marriage records continue to be entered into BAS. It's to date. Civic Plus and YouTube archives have improved public access and transparency. And we also began documenting standard operating procedures to preserve institutional knowledge and support future staff training. I would like to thank the entire town clerk staff, both past and present, for their efforts throughout 2025. The accomplishments outlined in this report are the result of teamwork and a shared commitment to serving our residents and improving operations. Looking ahead in 2026, which we're almost halfway through it already, we continue to operate on a zero impact budget. We're expanding digital records management. We have completed additional historical records projects. We are continuing to improve communication and transparency. We are almost done with the website redesign. Right now, we're in the phases of making sure that everything's transferred over, and hopefully by the end of this year, that the new website will be all set. We have strengthened procedures and cross-training, and we have explored emerging technologies and AI tools to improve efficiency. One of the ways I use AI tools to help is to create the minute highlights, which I think really helps the town staff and the public in getting very quick access to what happens at our board meetings if they can't attend. In closing, I am proud of what our office has accomplished in 2025, and we remain committed to preserving records, providing excellent customer service, and embracing innovation and being responsible stewards of public funds. I appreciate the continued support of the town. And then, does anyone, before I move on to the monthly?
I do.
Yes.
I think it's just bad math, but I'm not about to do it publicly. On page 4, under tax collection end, you have a beautiful chart.
Yeah.
For the year 2025, it looks like it's penalties and vacant interest. Why is that such an outlier?
That's, well, because I started doing NICLAS.
Thank you.
That's not bad math, that's great math, because
Great, thank you.
I have no impact to the town budget.
I have a question.
Yes.
It's very good, actually. Thank you. How do you do passport? I'm so curious. What kind of passport service?
We do renewed if it's over, if your passports over 5 years expired and brand new passports for both adult and children. And we, actually Nate just completed his training. Today you have to go on an online course. You've got to certify that you're a citizen and pass out their requirements. And then we accept them on behalf of the United States.
And I just want to say to that, both my kids needed passports this spring. I was able to get one with Angela, one appointment, but it didn't work for the other one, and so I went to the post office.
I know,
One with Angela
Post office, I just.
went so fast, easy, got it back in a couple weeks from the State Department, it was great. The one at the post office, they didn't do it quite right.
Oh, really?
It took an extra month, and I would encourage everyone, Angela is an expert,
I know.
and now we have Nate that's gonna do it too. At the WIT residents, please come and get your passports at town hall.
Yeah, and also Ben and Sarah are going to be passport agents, but Nate's a overachiever over here.
Out there, yeah.
Yeah, no, it's good to know.
They are not.
Very good passport.
My
Just
question,
curious, thank you.
question on marriage licensing. Is it for town DeWitt residents?
You can, it can,
Other-
no, you can anywhere, you can live in Germany or, you know, the North Pole and the only requirement is that you're getting married at the town, somewhere in New York State. You can go to any clerk, town
And-
clerk.
We just did.
You know, when the officiant,
A couple. And then I just straight back, they got married.
yeah, I've done a wedding in Massachusetts, it's a little special, but my question, the officiant, when they fill it all out, in the envelope, does the envelope then return it to you or to the county?
They return it to us and then we return it to the state DOH and then they file it, but most of the times when you get the transcripts back, they come from us. They can do it from the state, but they have almost 8 month hold right now. They're transitioning with their new staff, so there's some issues with the state DOH right now, but you can get it the same day. We can do them in 5 minutes here.
Thank you. Good.
I would have just liked to say overall on 2025, I think Angela does a great job, both as clerk for our meetings, for taking care of our laws that we do and all of the necessary parts of that process. But the tax collection, and then the responsible investing of that money and being able over the last year to make her department revenue neutral for the town taxpayers has been very impressive, amazing, and I want to applaud you on being able to do it. It was a great year. So thank you.
It was, yeah, thank you.
Okay, sorry, there's one more.
Yeah.
I apologize for being out there close. Can you just explain for me the conservation of licensing and my understanding of hawkers and peddlers are people like food trucks, will we have an event, am I correct, or no?
No, they're like your door-to-door salesmen. I started posting them on the website and you can subscribe to the website page, so you get updated when the hawkers and peddlers come by, because they often come by without licenses or they're, coming after hours. So I really read the riot act to them when they come in. I make sure they pass a background check. And I'm very strict on that, just because I don't know very many residents that like getting solicitors coming to their door.
They'll
have like a sheet of paper with their driver's license attached to it. And then their information of when it's valid. And if they don't have one of those, then I would recommend anyone call the police. And then the conservation, the hunting and the fishing, we do hunting, fishing and all that fun stuff.
Now we know.
Yeah. And I didn't touch on this, but I've also increased some public service. I went to the Canal Days. I want to go to the farmers market. I did the senior fair. I just did the Juneteenth. Just having a table with services that the town clerk's office offers, because I don't think everybody's familiar with it. Like, I don't think they realize that you get notary services, or you can get marriage licenses.
The passports though.
Yeah. And so I'm really trying to get the word out.
You have that on the website,
What's that?
so everything is on the website.
Yes, yeah, you can go to the website, but not everyone has the website.
Yes.
What's it under, Ange? I don't recall seeing it.
The,
All the services. Do we have a services tab across the top?
It's on the left hand side, there's a sidebar, and as you jump down, click on each one, you'll see extensively, each one would span what we are.
But it's under the town clerk page, right?
Right,
Yeah.
that's the homepage.
yeah,
No,
we
you
have,
go
we're
down.
tweaking that.
I know, go dig.
We're tweaking it a little bit with a new website to make it a little bit more user friendly.
Yeah.
The last one we did was like over 5 years ago, so it's definitely not conducive all ways to find information, so we're trying to make it more public forward.
That's amazing.
Thank you.
And then for my monthly report, we have marriages have increased, in May, and now we're up to like 5 to 8 a week of scheduled marriages, so that is thankfully increasing. We processed 23 marriage, transcripts, permanent handicap permits reached 53. Background checks and solicitor, permits, we did get a large request from about eight people from one company. Overall customer activity remains steady and strong. We have continued scanning for ZBA files, bids, notice of claims, local laws, financial statements. And from 2019, all ZBA files are archived, and we now are paperless with ZBA applications.
It's already been really helpful.
Yeah, it is. I also I sent out a notice, so I revamped that to make it more user friendly when the residents are within 300 feet and the customers. I included a link for the ZBA so they can immediately go right there to get the information.
We're ahead of where we were 6 years ago.
Yes, way ahead.
And your website has a lot of things that they are just on the site,
Yes, but hopefully it'll be a little bit more easier.
like a rotating.
And then historical marriages, they got up to 1984 into 1983 now in Bath. And that really helps because we have these big giant books that you have to go and flip through. So now we can just look at them right on a computer. Centralized cash collection, this is probably the biggest, busiest month since beginning, centralized collections. We've processed 1,220 payments, averaging 61 transactions per day. Water and planning and zoning fees reached their highest levels to date, and we added new categories such as the account receivable and miscellaneous payments from the controllers, and I take some highway payments. And so we do the recreation, the food sense, planning and zoning, everything except the court fees. And then training for the new town website is underway, mass notification system, we're in a soft rollout with that. And we are currently collecting items for the 250th anniversary for the time capsule that will be buried at the 250th event on July 1st at Carrier Park. We're increasing community outreach through celebrations and events. And then I attended the IAMC in Reno, where sessions focused on leadership, communication, workplace resilience, and emerging technology, including the use of AI in local government. Overall, both the annual report and the monthly report reflect an office that continues to grow, modernize, and expand services while maintaining a strong focus on customer service, transparency, and fiscal responsibility. I appreciate the board's continued support and will be happy to answer any questions.
Are there any questions from anyone else?
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Angela. Okay. The next item on the agenda is authorization of a sole source purchase. You have the information in here. This is for a infield groomer for Perry Park with the build out. It's a basically it looks like a zero turn riding lawnmower that will groom the artificial turf to keep it maintained. There is basically one piece of equipment that is recommended to be used by the field turf manufacturer, and it is available from this one place, which is why you can see the sole source letter in the documentation that you have. So we're here to authorize purchase for that item without a bidding process because it's only on one place.
It's very unusual for town to not engage in the competitive bidding process. We've probably done sole source maybe 1 or 2 times in my whole time here. But if you have a very specialized equipment like that turf cleaner that does not exist anywhere, it makes bidding impossible. So you spin your wheels, there's no other competitors out there. And that's why the law gives you an exception for sole source purchasing to get out of the procurement requirements so that just time is not wasted.
There's so many turfs fields out there, so everybody uses the same field.
This is the recommended piece of equipment for the turf that we
I
bought.
mean, that's specific turf.
There are actually many turf companies out there that do different types of turf.
They're all different.
Yeah, so this is the one that matches that type of turf. Are there any other questions to that? Seeing that,
List the price.
yeah, so the total price is $51,838.
Do they have like a maintenance, anything? Warranty, something like that?
It'll come with at least a 1-year warranty.
1 year one.
Yeah, at least a month. Yeah, but I'll check with Brian.
Okay, for specifically what else comes. Oh, no, limited warranty, 36-month machine accessories, 36-month
36.
unlimited hour commercial warranty. Yeah, so 3 years.
So our staff operates, or that's the park staff?
That's it's for
Purchasing.
Garrett, right?
Yeah,
Basically,
we're here.
Garrett, Ryan.
Garrett.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is for town operating. Yeah.
Which is a very specialized equipment that is only found here. Our specific term.
We did budget.
And this is budget, it is
Oh,
budget.
it is, but.
Yep,
Yes.
yeah.
I'm procured.
Do I have a motion to approve? From Joe, a second from Bernard. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes, thank you. A late addition to the agenda, we authorized the expenditure for the fireworks on July 1st, but we did not actually authorize the permit for the fireworks on July 1st. So I do have here, if anybody wants to review the full permit, it is all in order according to our codes enforcement officer. And so we're just looking for approval of the permit tonight, which is the last step. Any questions? It's not, it was a late addition, so it wasn't in the agenda. I do have all the paperwork here if you want to review it, but it has been approved by our code enforcement officer, by Derek. But our town code says the town board has the final approval on firework permits. So I have a motion from Joe and a second from Bernard. Is there any discussion?
So it covers all the protections, and then what is the permit?
So within the permit, it's basically the time and the conduct of display. It covers the insurance and licensing for there are the insurances for the vendor. They're licensed to deal or manufacture in explosives, the federal permit with all of their
Very careful.
information.
They're very well done.
They're all screened essentially.
We've used
100%, yeah.
They've used I've done a golf country club frequently, so they always have the right people to work.
Your fire trucks there.
Yep, everybody will be there, and ambulance, yep. All right,
Okay.
Where's it gonna be?
Carrier Park,
Yeah, your park.
Carrier Park for July 1st. Wednesday, Wednesday. Okay, if there's no other discussion, we'll take a vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Thank you. Okay, we have the check register. Controller Fusco is not with us this evening, but are there any questions on the check register? Seeing none, do I have a motion to accept the check register from Carrie, a second from Sarah? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Before I open it up for town board updates, I do have a couple of just general updates from for the board. Due to a recent court ruling, we are not going to have a public hearing on July 13th. We had previously scheduled that to deal with our zoning map, but we're going to put that on hold for now. So we're canceling the public hearing for July 13th at 8:35 a.m. Instead, on July 13th, we're just going to have a brief discussion. Well, it doesn't have to be brief, but as much as the board would like to talk about. The Codes Department is seeing more and more complaints about short-term rentals within the town. And so they are asking for guidance on what to do. This is not something that the board has directly addressed. So I know there are a couple people that have reached out to me and complained about short-term rentals. They want to come to the board. I'm going to let them know they can come. They could say their feelings, and then we can talk about what direction the board wants to go in, whether we want to start researching and address it or continue to leave things as they are. But if you have any questions or thoughts or comments before July 13th, feel free to let me know, and I can get some information from Alana or Derek for you on what's been going on.
Short-term rentals.
Airbnb.
Basically, yes.
30 days or less.
Do we have to do it on the 13th? Be the 27th?
13.
Either.
Would the board prefer the 27th? I know if
Very much
this is a
so.
topic.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very important job.
Unless you've already.
I can reach out to the couple of people that I've talked to and see if they can make it. If they might come, and if they can't come on the 27th, they might come and still speak on the 13th, but we can still review it.
During the open session
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
Okay, 27th is better?
I would love that.
Does that work for you, Bernard?
Yes.
Okay.
I-
Okay, well, make sure that's on the agenda for
Thank you.
July 27th. Also, some correspondence from New York State Office of Cannabis Management. We did get a request for comment from the state. One of our cannabis retailers, dispensaries that operates in town, Verilife, they're up for license renewal. As part of that, New York State reaches out to the municipalities and asks if their boards would like to comment. We did reach out to the police, and we reached out to Codes. Codes has had no complaints about Verilife. This is the one on Bridge Street next to the animal hospital. And other than one kind of incident, there's really been no issues.
That was on a customer.
And that was on a customer. So no real issues with Verilife. My recommendation is, since there's nothing negative as far as I can tell, that the board just not make any comment to this and let the state decide on the licensing renewal. But I just wanted to bring that up.
I think the biggest concern, because cannabis, I've seen the opioid problem before. And when the cannabis legalized, it just, we don't want to go to the other side of it. So as a town board, I think we should be cognizant. So when I sent you the email and I reached out to Elena to then try to kind of make sure there's no nuance, no public nuisance is happening.
I appreciate the opportunity that the state law gives the local board.
So the question is state law, I hope they're enforcing it, right? So it onus is on them.
Yes.
But when we have new licenses coming, that becomes a concern. So as a public health physician, I would be always concerned about it, right? So I think it's just something, it's like my sixth sense goes up there because of that concern. So I appreciate it.
Yeah.
So thank you for that.
Okay. And then the other thing, and this is not something we have to decide tonight, again, we can talk about it later, but it did just come through today. As you know, the SPCA is going through quite a transitionary period. They have actually asked the town for a letter of support. I'm a little wary. I think it would have to be well crafted to support the mission of the SPCA. I haven't seen enough out of the new operations to. I don't want to give an endorsement. There have been a lot of issues and a lot of turnover, and but I mean, they are still our.
Not taken care of.
They are still our animal control contractor, and obviously I support the mission that they serve. But I just wanted to see where the board was on that, if they were interested in having me try and craft a letter of support to the mission and get that out to the board, or.
May I ask how long since the other board, they
Resigned?
resigned, how long was that? April, March,
I think March. It's been about 3 months.
So what do
So
they
have
have?
they, and if I may, how long is it, so those 3 months, have they provided any?
I think this is the first contact we've had from them, right?
What have the improvements been since that?
I did. When I went to the New York State Town Clerks, the annual conference, Libby does a separate organization. They have like a dog license program, and she is a dog advocate at like I trust her opinion. And she did say that she thought that they were doing a great job with the board and the staff, and things were going well. I mean, we really haven't, on our end, we don't notice much because most of it is just when they get a call, they go out there, it's a dog board, he goes, and he's never really been that issue. It's been the care, I think, and the running of the facility, which we don't really hear anything from my office about that.
Okay, so then the same groups that were coming in, you're providing the information on the previous operations and care that they provided or step forward to say it has improved or it. I would just want to know what is been the eyeballing of the increase, other than not just tell me what you said, but for someone who has seen it, looked at the same pictures that were provided, have they been provided? The same concerns, have they been addressed?
And that's what concerns me, is I don't have that information yet to really feel like I can expound on it.
So go
What do
there.
they want
I've been
support for?
So do you have some input
I've
to?
been there. It's not just better physically for the dogs, the smell, the everything. I was at a different company on Malloy Road 2 Fridays ago, and I walked in and there's this huge dog. And the lady explained to me that they're like doing a dog for a day in like businesses to allow the dogs like a little vacation from being in puppy jail over there.
Oh.
And that's brand new. I mean, that's awesome. And everyone who walked in was like, oh my God, a dog. If you love dogs, it brightened your day. If you didn't like dogs, that was the other side of it. But it seems like they were hearing what was wrong, and the people that took these positions after the other board resigned, these were people that want to do this. They want to be there. I'm not sure if they all have jobs or just they love the animals, but it's better.
So
I don't know if that's a testimonial, and I don't think you should write anything down unless you've been there yourself.
Is it?
Or even why they would want a town's approval.
I think they're looking for funding, outside funding, and so they're just looking from their town level client. Yeah.
Okay, so we weren't the only towns
It was not, it was implied in the letter that they're reaching out to.
We build their whole image, so I would expect them to try and get this.
Is there interest, since they are the town's contractor, is there interest from the board to have them give us a tour of their facilities?
For me,
From you, yes?
I have a question
Okay.
for you.
Yes.
So there are two parts there. There's Bernard was talking about, and I think some of them. So board was a problem, and then staff, there are two different things. Board executive director actually oversees the whole thing, as you know. So I don't know how even though if you go there for a day, how can you even see the operation? Because when you go for a curated inspection, everything will look fine, right? Versus a random one. And I'm not sure why suddenly in 3 months' time, you can see that's turn around so fast. And if your town is putting a stamp that, oh, we are feeling comfortable, other people started to also say, because we are a government entity. So I would be very cautious about that. That would be my 2 cents.
If I recall, they welcome any unplanned, this was with previous people, any unplanned time to stop in and come and see. So I don't think we need to go as a group. I think that those that are interested just show up.
Yeah.
And take a look. I'm sure we have in the records the pictures and the reports of what it previously was like. So you would be able to have a comparison to without them having the time to spruce it up, dress it up. But they can't do that on a Thursday at 3 o'clock if they don't know you're coming.
Well, I would encourage counselors to go and visit themselves if they want. Anybody does want to arrange a time where they could speak with either the executive director or any members of the board, please let me know and I can see if we can arrange that.
Max, I do have one question
Yeah.
regarding the only portion of the SPCA that we are involved with, the animal control. Aren't they the only show in town for us? Isn't that the discussion that we had?
That's basically the
When it-
discussion we have throughout
okay.
this, yeah.
Outside of us doing it ourselves.
Yes,
yeah.
yes, and with that, so I would like to table this, allow us to do our own investigations. And then the letter would even need to be more uniquely crafted, I think, if there was supportive.
And then, finally, before I open it up, I just wanted to thank, our town recreation staff, and, Counselor Alex for a wonderful, and uplifting, Juneteenth experience this year. I think moving it to Springfield Gardens was a fantastic idea. And I hope that we can build this, bigger and better next year. And really do something that is a great experience for the whole community. So thank you for your just wonderful presence emceeing the event. It was an impressive showing, and Zai's singing was magnificent. I did not know that she had such a powerful voice. That was wonderful.
Once I stood that from
From the tree.
Yeah.
I didn't know
Far,
that.
far from the tree.
Far from the tree.
From the tree.
Yeah, far from the tree.
What I found to be more impactful was to have the owner present
Yes.
from the beginning until the end of it is their limit of resources, time, and even have a discussion with residents about their quality of life. And just building a rapport with people for him was most definitely it was good. It was good for him and for people. That they were able to know who he is, walk up to him and have a conversation. And he didn't just, send support, he was present in the support. And he stayed. When the downpour came, he was helping people to get stuff moved in. So that to me was the good part.
Other town board updates? Yes, Amy.
So I have it written down for you, so you don't have to take notes. I just wanted to save you time. So I'm just going to talk about the quarry a little bit. So having lived in Jamesville for more than 3 decades, so I regularly drive the Jamesville Road and have been seeing the dramatic increase in the traffic, getting gravel and concrete and significant dust, noise, traffic issues. So many residents, I get calls, text, phone calls, emails from many people because I live in that neighborhood. Some of them people I know, some of the people I don't know. So I have been, so initially I talked to you and then I talked to you. And I also contacted sheriff's office for the traffic issues. So a lot of time coordination of work has happened quite a bit in terms of those. And then some of the people who were contacting me, I was talking back and forth to them. And they themselves had contacted DEC. And one of them actually provided me information. I said, we have been talking to this guy, is very good. I just felt like, okay. So I talked to him and I had a lot of questions regarding, because where I live, I can get a lot of, I don't get the dust there other than the traffic, but I hear the sound a lot. So I I talked to the technical lead for the regional DEC, Mr. Tom Wrigley. He was very helpful. And then the other questions which I was asking him about the permit and different things which he provided to me, but then he referred me to the regional director. Her name is Dareth Glantz. So last week I had a very hour-long meeting with her. She was fantastic. We talked about lots of issues for the noise pollution and vibrations and the dust. And I went to the DEC website and they have reported a lot of those things. So they have issued a lot of violations to them. And she is waiting to get some kind of correction plan from them. And once they have it, then they will kind of take further guidance to them. So I also asked them that, this I've been told so many times, this quarry is 200 years old. I said, well, but this town has changed. I live in Janesville, but the whole area has changed significantly since I have lived there. There are more people live there. So it's not the same community as it used to be when we got a house built there. So she understood the question of there's no, they have been grandfathered. I think you have told me that. She confirmed that. And I said, the thing is, sometimes you have to go back and look at it. Those things, because this work with the I-81 and Micron will continue. It's not going to change that fast, at least 2030. And then after that more, if we have more construction. So these things are going to continue to do. How can the quarry be our better neighbor? We need to coexist in some good ways. I have noticed some changes. I know the dust part, they're trying to do it. It's not the best. The traffic is much better at this point. We don't see that craziness most of the time. Sundays are quieter a lot of times. So things are somewhat moving. And she actually was very good. And she said, I'll be happy to come to the town board and talk to us. So I invited her. In August, she could come. I'm waiting for her or her assistant to confirm that whether she will come the second, I think 10th or 24th, whatever the date is. And then she said she'd be happy to talk to everybody. And it would be nice for people to come and hear her, just to get by the time they will have some more information about the mitigation, because they are also concerned and they are trying to do their best at this point. So I was very appreciative of their work. And this way, at least I can reassure people that DEC is doing things. They are quietly working in the background, but at the same time, it's not, they're not here. They have been very responsive to that. So just wanted to kind of inform everybody and then be in the record. So you have that. I'll send you the email and text. So you have that and copy and paste.
Is there anything else?
Can we just get an update on the water tank situation?
Yes, actually, construction started today. They've been doing pre-construction work on site for about a week. But today they did the first 2 directional drills and actually do have water pipe in the ground now. So they are.
That's good.
Are they?
Yeah, they're on their schedule. They estimated that it would take them 40 days from the start to the end. 40 days from now is still within the window that Lemoyne gave us. So we are looking good right now.
When would they finish? When are they supposed to?
They're looking to be finished in late July right now, which would still give about 2 to 3 weeks buffer before students come back to Lemoyne.
And what about the Maple Drive?
Maple Drive is independent.
It's shared here.
Yes, but I don't believe we have the,
Waiting on something.
yeah, we don't have the, we need the pumps, we need the,
Oh,
we need the physical equipment, we put the order in early. Because it was gonna, there was some lead time to that, but we don't have it yet, but once that comes in, it's really separate contractors that are doing the work. With the pump station, so once the equipment comes in, then the coordination begins with our water department, the different contractors, and National Grid for the electrical service going in there too, right? So that pulls them in, which that's more of a coordination issue. It should, the actual work there shouldn't take as long.
so Rocco, is your team there at the point right now too?
Doug has been overseeing it so far, we'll be involved, we did all lay out for that.
Is it possible to go and see that? Now it's interesting to see this.
I mean,
I don't know, it's a work zone, so.
yeah, it's not really work, so you'd have to go with probably one of our guys or something.
Right, not.
They would probably require you to get legal authorization.
Really?
It's just like.
It might be easier, I would say, I don't know how interesting the trenching is. I think when they're doing the site work up by where the tank is going to be,
Yeah.
it might be good to take, might be interesting to
Somewhere
take a
just
tour
before,
up
yeah,
there.
I mean, that would be nice, because those things, visual things kind of linger on you.
Yeah, we can talk about that as they get a little bit in, the work across the main part of the campus. I don't wanna slow them down
No, I know,
or anything,
that's-
yeah.
Couldn't, maybe we could use a drone.
We can ask them one, if
No,
they,
our drone.
oh. So, okay. Any other updates or questions?
Max, just one update about the event that we attended today.
Oh.
Yeah, go ahead.
Supervisor Rectichelle, Councilor Gupta, and I attended, and a couple of town of DeWitt employees attended the ribbon cutting of TTM on Fly Road today. And I have to tell you, it was one of the more positive ribbon cutting business openings I've seen in 15 or 20 years. I think the attendance was probably bigger than the Micron event. I mean, there was 500-600 people there. And across the board, I gotta give credit to our planning department and our zoning department, everybody that helped, elected officials, attorneys. And we got congratulated quite a few times by the county exec, CEO Center States, Governor Hochul's office. Chuck Schumer wasn't there live, but he sent a video, but he did thank his local partners. But we got it done. It's the former Anner microwave that has been in the town of DeWitt for 60 years. TTM went out looking for sites 7-8 years ago, and they could have gone to anywhere in the country. And we got it done here in DeWitt, New York. They're doubling in size. They're hiring 400 new people. We'll bring up their total count of employees to about 1,000. And it's really a positive step for this area in conjunction with what's going on with Micron. The compliments that we got for being good municipal partners to work with all the entities that were involved with putting this together. Great day for the town, it really was. Oh, and Max was there.
Yeah, the executive vice president for TTM specifically called out, she's like, oh, when we said we wanted to expand to DeWitt, there were comments, oh, why would you want to go to DeWitt? And she said, working with the DeWitt staff and the DeWitt team was great. We have done a really good job, and I do want to compliment just like Carrie, our planning and zoning staff and everyone that helped get this project through, because it really gave TTM a great impression of town of DeWitt, and they shared it with all 500 people in the room, including representatives from the governor's office and both senators' offices, and Assembly Member Hunter was there, and they all got to hear how DeWitt helped make this happen. We didn't stand in the way. We helped make it happen. And so we have a lot of high tech zoned areas, and I'm hoping that with Micron coming in, that there will be some other developments along that corridor that can bring some good paying jobs to DeWitt that we lost over the last few decades.
And if I may add to that, that TTM is very committed to partnering with BOCES and the other workforce development that they are intentional and already hiring young people from high school to getting the training, BOCES, ESM in particular, and the other school districts that where students are at BOCES that they can come right out of high school, get the training, and get jobs that perhaps our generation past would never see hourly what they would be going and making.
They are committed to building the workforce that they need out of people here in Central New York, which is a great partner.
When I toured with that, you guys have done before, so the program, the director who was there. So I asked him, you hire engineers mostly, this and that, because the one gentleman was engineer. So he said, we actually hire the young people and we train them here. So I just was like, oh, that is nice, there was a bunch of young fellas there. I saw them, so it was nice to see, but it's a great facility.
Yes, 100%.
Right now, there was a lot of machines there, I think there were less people there hiring at this point, so, yeah.
If you haven't driven by it, it's one of the finest buildings that I've seen in the county. It is a really good looking building. They worked with our planning board and they really built. It's modern, up to date, it's beautiful.
Yeah. Anything else? All right, seeing none, I'll take a motion to enter executive session. From Patricia, a second from Sarah. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. Thank you very much, gentlemen, for joining us tonight.
Bill, yeah.